Hello guys, welcome back to The Rise. Today we have a very special person. Ujamaa amekam kutoka Kenya kutembea Finland. He goes by the name Mr. Peter Wanjohi Kimani. Is the MCA from is it Eldoret Ward? Huruma Ward, yeah?
Ward, yeah.
Yes. Karibu sana.
Asante.
Okay, so Kimani, you know, many people know about the mheshimiwa from Eldoret to Huruma Ward, yeah? I wanted you today, we start a bit turudi nyuma kidogo. Where is Kimani born? Mwaka gani ulizaliwa na we can start from there.
I was born back then. I was born in a place called as Kingongo. That is in Huruma. And I was born 1989, 23rd of September. And I guess today is 23rd of September.
Yes.
So luckily,
Okay,
it so happened that it's my...
Oh, happy birthday, Baba.
Yeah, thank you. It so happened that it's my birthday.
Okay, yes.
So actually, from today, I'm no longer a youth.
Yeah, you know.
So I'm 35 years from today. So the grace of God, I'm no longer a youth.
So,
but I was yesterday. Yes.
Okay. Kingongo, which part of is that Kingongo is in?
Kingongo is a place in Huruma. People, you refer it as a slum, as a ghetto.
Yes.
But I don't refer it as such. But that is what people get to understand. Okay. But it's just a local place in Eldoret, Huruma. That is the far end of Huruma, between the bordering Cape Karen, Cape Karen, that is in Cape Kenya Ward, not Cape Karen, Cape Kenya Ward.
Yes.
Yeah, and Huruma, the one bordering that is now where Kingongo is.
So, umezaliwa, wewe ni mzaliwa wangapi in your family?
Mimi ni wa number 7.
Number 7.
Na kwa 8, 7th.
Wow.
So I'm second last.
Second last.
It so happened that also we are many in our family.
Okay,
8.
that's nice.
Yes.
Yeah, that's nice. So can you tell us a bit of where did you go for your high school? We start from like primary school. Where did you go for your primary school?
Basically, when I was born, we stayed in Kingongo for some time.
Yes.
Then I went to Huruma Primary School.
Yes.
Back then until I think class I think 4 or 5. Yeah, I really cannot remember, but I think class 5. Then we shifted. When actually my parents acquired a parcel of land, we actually shifted from that place. So as a result, I was able to shift to Kapsoya Primary.
Okay, yeah.
Until I cleared my primary education. Okay, yeah. That was in 2004 when I did my class 8 exams. And then I proceeded to Kipsangui High School.
Kipsangui?
That is in, I think, Ziwa or something. It's a boarding school.
So for you went for to a boarding school?
For a boarding school, yes.
So before you went for boarding school, can you explain for me like how were you like as a kid? Ulikuwa mtu kichwa ngumu, like how was you like as a kid, if you remember?
But, you know, I had an interesting life.
Yes.
A life that is not normal to other kids.
Yes.
For the reason that I used to do even business when I was a kid. Business. I used to hustle when I was a kid. In fact, I don't remember the last time my parents bought me clothes. Kama nguo viatu. I remember the last time, I think it was class 8. Then from then I took charge of my life. And then I used to buy my own clothes. I used to have my pocket money. For that reason, I was a go-getter and a hustler for that matter. Nikiwa class 6 hapo. I think I was 12 years. I used to be a shock cobbler. Unajua shock cobbler?
No.
Mtu wa kutengeneza viatu.
Yes,
niko nashona viatu. Nalipisha 10 shillings 20 or something.
So that you can get, at least you can get your pocket money sometimes.
Yeah, so that I
you
could
can,
get some
you can
money
buy your
to
clothes.
some money to keep me going.
Uh-huh.
After that ikakuwa ngumu because now the money wasn't enough because unashona kiatu na shilingi 10 na shilingi 20. So and by then I was in class 6. After hapo nikaenda kwanza kuchomelea makarai. Nikachomelea makarai.
So you started ukaanza kuchoma makarai kama Dr. Plastic.
Yes.
I'm not laughing at you, but I'm like, ai,
Dr. Plastic, when I was in class 7 when I used to go to Dr. Plastic. Nikaunda jiko mkebe ya rangi unakata.
Yes.
Unaweka kuni, then chuma hizo, the rods, unazigonga vizuri, unakunja. You have a couple of them, so with a sack. So unaenda kama umetembea, umeshika moto. Moto ikiwaka for marketing purposes.
Yes.
Alafu ukishashika moto, unaenda ukijitangaza. Say Dr. Plastic.
So me, I want to understand,
so
what in what point in your life, like inafika mahali, then for you think like, I think ni shida inapiganga mtu kabisa paka then you feel like, okay, you are young na unafikiria kwenda kufanya vitu kama hiyo, like, you know, sometimes I always try to understand like those people. Inakuanga aje like,
you know one thing that they say that has become a cliche over is that necessity is the mother of invention.
Yes.
If you lack, that's where now you get to actually discover anything. When you're in a school and you don't have shoe, and your peers have shoe, that's when you really get the urge to go out and seek and just have something running so that you'll get shoes like others. You know, having a patched sweater while in school, ile imewekwa kiraka hata short ama nini, so that motivates you. And the urge just to be like other kids, to dress well and have something. That is what urges you. So
how did the school, when you're going to school and everything, like how was your peers in school? Did they used to laugh at you? Do they used to understand why you're doing, or you used to hide?
Actually, you'll get some who were privileged by then, looking down upon you. Once in a while they will do, but wakisahulika unakuta masaa lunch, kuta mtu anakuambia tena kubuy lunch.
Okay, yeah.
They used to laugh at you, but at the same time unakuta bado still they were understanding. Wengine wanakurumia, so ilikuwa back and forth. Wanakuchekelea lakini pia wanakusaidia.
You never used to feel like bad about it, like because you knew what you wanted. Ulikuwa unajua nitahustle nipate pesa.
Sasa ukisikia hata vibaya
you going to do.
You're going to do about that.
Hiyo ilikuwa
you just have to cope.
So ilikuwa during high school, or that one was during primary school from 7, 8?
I remember that was like entire primary, but now when I started to be active in matters of that hustle, that was when I was in class 5 or something. So ningetafuta mahali ya kibarua ya kulima shamba, and keeping in mind that when you come from urban west place, you hata mashamba hakuna, but you used to walk far away kutafuta kibarua ya kulima. Ikiisha unatafuta ya kuvuna, ikiisha, yani hivyo tu. Inakuja mbele. So whichever come first, but at the end of the day I realized that you could make money mpaka unakopesha your parents. Of course na watalipa.
You will.
Unawakopesha pesa, wanakwambia kulipa, lakini utaiona. You'll never see that.
What about masomo yako nayo ilikuwaje? Were you a bit bright in class, or ama ulikuwa ila kusumbua sana?
Yeah, in school I used to perform very well. Although pia I was still naughty. I think that formed the political thing in me, because I was so naughty. I never used to miss in now the noisemakers list. Kuna siku hata saa ingine yuko shule lakini prefect
anaandika
amekuandika because sasa me another phrase because anajua huyu jamaa lazima
akue kwa noisemaker.
Lazima akue kwa noisemaker. So akianza hiyo noisemaker anaanza tu naye because it was so very subtle lakini that utakuwa among the list. And then sababu noisemakers inaanza kuandikwa asubuhi, so unaona wache kufanya makosa asubuhi, then the whole of that day utakuwa free kufanya makosa, then the punishment will come later. So instead ya kukaa unaumia mpaka jioni, unaweza amua ukae ukue good boy in the morning, and then ikifika saa 9 ushinde kuvumilia, then you make noise, then still you'll be at the bottom of the list, but still you'll get punished as much as the number one is there. So ukifika tu hivi unafanya makosa hapo, then ujue jioni utalipia. So that was the primary.
So now you went to secondary school. You said what was the name of the school?
Kipsangui High School.
How was life there? Me, I want to know. And the first year, like mono, like when you are mono.
Now I'm transitioning from primary, in which I got like 370 marks there.
Wow.
Which actually didn't make me to go to a national school, but I got to this provisional high school, which was a day and which was a boarding school, and I wasn't so used to being in a boarding school, but anyway, I thank God that I went through boarding because the lesson that I got there. Sasa nimeenda boarding school. I was still very small, as tiny as I don't know how to explain. So tiny, mdogo sana mwili yangu. I was small and slim and naughty. So mwili yangu haikuwa inaendanisha vizuri kwa math. But there from one kawaida unaenda all the bullying and itself. I thought I was in a jail when I was in Form 1 because now you cannot see your parents.
Yes.
If
you can't hustle the way you used to hustle when
no, hustling still, I'll come to that.
Yes.
You get so bullied. The food is worse. Chakula ina mafuta. Imekatwa na panga. You do all the shows in school. Mnaosha dom, mnaosha shule, mnafagia, and nini Form 1 mnafanya kama the rest of the school wako. So it was so hard for me. There used to be a time when unaambiwa, unaitwa na your seniors, wanakuambia uwachote giza kwa kikombe, and you can understand now. Na utafanya, you just purport to so unachota, and then now if you don't ujue vile utamlipa. Either maybe sasa umpe kiwi yako atumie, ama umpe, just be creative, ama umnulie kitu. So but the entire life until Form 3 was good. Also when nilifika huko pia nilianza enterprise, nikaanza biashara nikiwa high school. So nikiwa Form 1 I used to buy biscuit, a carton of biscuit. But then it used to cost 150, while it has like 350 pieces of so ukiuza shilingi you get 350
shillings.
And that box ungeuza na siku kama 3 au 4 shilingi. So wale student wengine wamekuja na do au wataka kufanya biashara, sasa juu hujakuja na do. When ukipewa pesa kama 200 ni afea, ni kila kitu. So 200 yote unafanyia 200, unanunua biscuit 150. But then life was a bit low. With 200 you are supposed to buy everything from after, ikue fare yako, ikue kila kitu yako, everything, and wende na huko. Saa ingine unakula mkate, no, saa ingine you're supposed to be having mkate kila siku, so iko enough. So instead hiyo mambo yote unaenda tu kama umesimama without anything. Then ukifika huko you take like 200, hiyo 150 unanunua a box of biscuit. The rest 50 bob inakuwa fare. Ukifika huko in 3 days time uko na 350. So unaongea na mtu wa canteen anakuendea box ingine ya box of biscuits. So akileta bado 150 tena after 3 days tena kuna another 350. So if you have like 150 then utoe ile vunjika upate hata 300 shillings. It's double after 2 days. Then una realize before the end of the term una realize uko na 2000 shillings umesave. Umesha save 2000 shillings. So mkifunga wanafunzi wana pesa, so wewe ndio unakuwa Shylock kwao. Unawapea so akirudi anakupea so. So you become a Shylock again. Yeah, because nilisema ni unapea so akirudi shule pea so mbili. Wow. Yeah, so that was it. So ukirudi so ni kitu ulikuwa unaanza ukiwa hivyo kidogo, then unaenda ukigrow. So by the time I was clearing my fourth form, nikaenda nikamalizia Nakuru. After now the clashes ya 208. Hapo selection violence which happened in Eldoret. So nikaenda Nakuru. So hiyo shule nilienda nikaanza tena nikapata biashara nyingine. Kulikuwa nanunua mkate. Unanunua mkate 20 shillings. Unakata ikiwa mara 4. Then a quarter of it unauza shilingi 10. So 20 bob inaleta 40 bob. So suppose you have...
Wacha nikurudishe nyuma kidogo. All this you're saying you didn't learn from anybody. You were just doing it yourself.
Yeah, you just discover. Unaenda tu unachunguza.
It's not like ati kulikuwa brother yako ama somebody you used to look and say like ati wacha ni copy or something.
Of course uko ungepata a couple of them who are doing that. The same, but not many. But again unakuwa creative. Kuna nyonge upata wanaletewa mandazi wanauza. Wanaongea tu na watu huko villages wanaletewa watu wanapitishiwa tu through some other dog means mtu anakuja anauza kwa dom. Lakini sasa mimi juu sikuwa najuana huko, so nilikuwa naona afadhali ninunue mkate during break time then niuze usiku. So 20 bob unauza na kupea 40 bob. So a profit of 20 shillings. And then that profit of 20 shillings in a given day, if unauza mkate kama 10, kuna 200 shillings per day. Yani mwanafunzi. Per month you have 6,000. Ukifunga shule after 3 months you have 18,000. Sasa 18,000. Mimi simu yangu ya kwanza nimenunua nikiwa shule tu na pesa mkate. Pesa mkate. And everything. Hata mangozi unasema. All my clothes nilinunua nikiwa.
What was the hardest part in high school for you, if you remember?
I think the hardest part was just being a form 1 because we're so new. And the moralization part of it was so hard. Hapo ndio kuacha shule. It was hard. You could be beaten. You could go through the sort of suffering. But luckily after now, they're going to form to now you become independent. Now you're the one doing those things
to other people,
to the other form 1. So the first year was so crazy to me. It was the hardest part of me. It more of looked like a jail.
So you finished high school, so you're out. Were you scared like now you are going out now, or you had an idea like now I'm out, now I'm gonna do business now?
Yeah, you cannot be scared because now
what did you want to do after school, like in masomo? Did you ever have something in your head?
I wanted to do a lot of things. I wanted to do a lot of things. Nikaenda kapata B stand in high school.
That's nice.
And I wanted to do law then. And also nilikuwa pia nataka kukuwa msanii.
Msanii.
I wanted to be a rapper.
Msanii from where?
Msanii rapper.
Rapper. Yeah. You used to sing?
Yeah, I used to sing. I used to have a lot of songs recorded and
Kim, stop
yes,
lying.
I did.
You
I
used
did
to?
That.
Wow.
I used to sing until a time when I realized that hii kitu ina pesa.
In which language are you singing? In English, Swahili,
rap?
Or
it's
rap.
Sharing everything. English, Kiswahili, anything. Until a time nikagundua hii kitu ina pesa. Because when you want to do something, you should check at the prosperity of that thing.
Yes, yeah.
You probably not going to do a thing that unaona has a very minimal chances of success. That time wasanii walikuwa Eldoret, but ukiangalia wasanii ukikaa nao, you going to do collab with them, all of them wana hustle, wana fair, yes. Eldoret wana fair, and they were now the top cream. What's the likelihood that you'll be different from them?
Yes, okay.
People wametoa wimbo kali, ukisikia wimbo kali sana, so touching, it's being sung, played kwa TV wapi. But then there was Hope FM and any other station that used to play their songs. But tunakwambia nipe fair. And then when you're upcoming, so what is the likelihood that now you'll succeed in this? Like, the likelihood was
chances
very low. The chances was like 1%.
Yes.
So after kutoa, then I realized that wasn't my thing. I'm not going to do anything that will not give me money. Because at the end of the day, if you have passion, but without now getting some return, now that becomes so bad for you. There's no sustenance in it.
Wait. Sorry. Okay.
So there's no sustenance in anything that doesn't show growth.
Okay.
For there to be growth, money has to be gotten from any project that you want to pursue, and that made me to just leave it. So I did a couple of things. Kazi hustle, I did a lot. Nikikuhesabia kazi yenye nafanya hata itakuwa mingi sana.
What was the best, the one that at least you...
I did boda.
Yes,
I did for some time boda. I used to have a motorbike, but before even having a motorbike, I was a hawker also. I used to hawk Diamende, Ptegapanya. I used to do that. And
Diamende, you used to do all those?
And cabs, hizo zote nilikuwa nauza. I used to be a manamba. Probably if you've been to Eldoret stage, you'll see some people hapo kwa stage nje. When ukifika kwa stage, you'll see them asking you, unaenda wapi?
So where do you feel like you used to feel even other people like?
Yes, now you're the one telling them which kind of matatu
to go with.
To go with. And you can imagine now, nauliza mtu mzima, wewe unaenda wapi na mtu anajua mahali anaenda. So hectic. So I did that. Nikaanza kuchoma makaa, nikachoma makaa ikakataa. I went to do farming. Komboa shamba, nikapanda cabbages na kila yote nilikuwa nafanya is to get challenges zenye zinafanya niwache. You know, before you get to know what you are supposed to ordain, what God has ordained for you, everything will be failing.
Okay.
Provided it's not the right thing, it will be failing. After some time, yes, it might be good, but now ina stagnate for some time. Like sasa nimeenda kwa mkulima napanda mboga, wadudu wengine nakuja hata sijui inaitwa nini, nakula all of a sudden. Hard labor umefanya like for 3 months, then all of a sudden kuna madudu zinavamia which are very unknown. Nikaanza kuchoma makaa. Ukichoma makaa, you're not supposed to sleep. So makaa unaichunga for 3 days. Unaenda unang'oa visiki, unaziweka, unaenda tu kwa watu kitembeanga ukiomba visiki, because now hiyo inakuwa kikwazo. Ukisiki wanakuambia utoe tu for free, but now the labor is yours, unajingangana. So unaishika, unaiweka, unaweka nyasi, mchanga, unafunika, then
so
light it.
Kim, I want to understand, like, your brain now, you used to just sit down, like you say, okay, what can I do? Okay, I think naweza fanya kazi ya makaa. You start doing the makaa. Then you know hii ingiani, then you sit down. Or you used to see other people doing and then you try. You don't nataka ku understand, like, how did you used to talk to yourself?
From a entrepreneurial mindset, unafaa ujue entrepreneur akitembea anaonanga opportunities. Wewe ukiona kuna shida anaonanga opportunities. Wewe ukiona kuna shida ya maji anaona vile hiyo maji atawaletea. Yeye anafikirianga kusuluhisha problem. Mimi nimeona hakuna makaa ni bei kali, na najiambia how can I do it, nichome yangu niwauzie. It's that kind of thing. Kuna chakula mboga imekuwa bei kali, wewe unaona hiyo mboga enda produce aje. wherever there's a necessity na nilisema ikitokea tu hivi shida upungufu ama shida yote tu, that's now when the entrepreneurship comes in any given setup. Iko kwa dunia, if you're doing anything hata ikuwe IT or something, if you just see a problem as an entrepreneur, when you're going to solve that problem, that's now when you get to earn the money. So that's the driving force. Hata ukitembea utakuta, you will always get opportunities. Hata unaweza kuwa unatembea kwa nyasi uone nyasi imekuwa kubwa sana hapo, unaikata unaiweka into batches and you sell to farmers.
Yes,
anything can be sold. Hakuna kazi hizi.
Okay, now I understand. Okay. So you continued doing the makaa thing,
so
and
then unafanya, you're not supposed to sleep for 3 days. Mchana na usiku. Na hakuna mtu atakuchungia, and then una pesa kulipa mtu akuchungia. So the reason why unachunga makaa ni because moto kichoma from inside, moshi unatokaga, lakini sasa hiyo dongo ikikauka inaingia ndani, so moto inatoka into flames. Ikitoka juu flames, so ile ikui makaa itakuwa jivu.
Itakuwa jivu, yes.
Itaungua.
So you have to be kufunika mahali unaona ni kama
ama kama itakuwa yote, ama kama itakuwa yote, ama itaungua yote, itaende kwenye pesi which can never be sold to anyone.
Yes.
So siku ya kwanza unachunga siku na mchana, hata ukilala ni kama 10 minutes ama ile kumajo naenda. So kama hiyo siku kuna siku nimechunga siku ya kwanza siku na mchana, unaenda unaoga unarudi. Siku ya pili, then ile ya tatu usingizi kanishika. So kuamka unaamka ukanikala kama 3 hours. Kuamka moto imetokea kubwa sana. Imeshakuwa jivu.
Imeshakuwa jivu. So you've already destroyed hiyo 2 days zako, na hiyo vitu yote imeharibika.
Umechoka, umetoa visiki bure. Haujalala, na then imekuwa makaa. It gets you to be so angry. So nikawachanisha hiyo vitu, hata wachanisha. So but now yenye nikaenda ukipata pesa kidogo nikaeka kama M-Pesa hazikufanya. Then ikafika mahali M-Pesa became so flooded. I think after Michael Joseph left the industry. So mwenye alikuja, I don't know the name, I can't remember.
Was it Bob Colimo?
I think it's Bob Colimo.
Yeah, Bob Colimo.
Aka-approve M-Pesa ipeanangwe to kila mtu. So when now the market becomes so flooded, you used to get like 20,000 kwa M-Pesa kwa a single shop, na hapo iko rent, iko kila kitu na mfanyikazi. So ikafika mahali unapata 5K because jirani wawili wamepewa pia line,
hata wamepatwa. Yeah,
so the forces of supply and demand. So ikafika mahali hata float inakosa because umekula kazi. So nikakasirika siku moja, nikazifunga zote, nikarudi kwa hockey. So nikaenda
So hawking, now you started hawking. What were you hawking? Which any type? Ulikuwa na hawk everything?
I used to, as a hawker, you don't get to choose what
anything.
You sell.
When the rain starts, you're already running.
In January you sell majembe na panga na nini, because people are preparing their farms. Ikifika siku wanafunzi wanarudi shule, I think that bado ni January. Ikifika time to narudi shule, now you start selling books, biros, padlocks, anything that sets, anything.
But still in your mind, you still wanted to do law. At that time, were you thinking about law?
Yes, I used, but you know, the reason why nili singefanya siku hiyo kusoma because it was very expensive.
Oh yes, okay. So that's why I'm saying back in your mind, you knew like you wanted to do this, but
yes, I could not have gotten a government-sponsored chance simply because nimepata big stand. But pia ningeingia through private sponsored program. So this private, the fee was like 190,000 in a year, Kenya shillings. So I could not have afforded that kind of money. So nikasema acha tu, but deep inside that is what I wanted to do. In fact, ni mahali nilienda kuishi ya kwanza after nianze kupata pesa. Nilijaribu kuenda kuishi kwa Annex, University Annex, for the reason that nikuwe tu naona loan nikipita hapo naona shule.
Yes. Oh, that's nice.
So it used to motivate
To
me.
motivate
Napita tu
you
hapo
and
naona
everything,
wanafunzi vile wanaenda, and I used to envy them and say I wish I was them. So nikafanya hawking. Nikaanza kuuza na mkono, nikasave, nikanunua baskeli. So nikununua baskeli sasa nikapanda kidogo. So instead ya kuuzia watu na retail scale, unaona vile utauza na wholesale. Now wholesale is the best business that you can never want to have, because wholesale ukiuzia mtu ndio auze. So you know you don't deal with direct clients.
Yes.
You deal with the client, but a client has another retail client.
Yes. Okay.
So in a given setup, the profit margin is so small, but again you are assured of selling.
Okay. Yes.
And you can be able to sell a lot of money within a shorter time. Even in 2 hours time, you could be able to sell a lot of money, but the margin is so small. So if you sell like 10,000 a day, so by then unajua uko na like 1K as a profit. Yes. Unatoa expenses, baki na 500 ama baki tu kama hiyo. So
that's why you decided to start doing like wholesale like that.
Yes, that's why I started. Unaweka tu kwa box na baskeli mpaka mahali unaenda kwa center, unaingia kwa maduka.
So tusiwahi fikiria like if somebody having a small margin ya profit, sometimes hiyo inakuanga the best than when you anaenda ka retail, when you anaenda alafu tena wanaiweka juu, because
unajua there's something which is called economic of scale. In business, this economic of scale is where now you deal with small margin, but you sell in volumes.
Okay.
Now you become more competitive, and you give them an advantage because now you taking to their doorstep.
Okay.
They don't have to look for you.
Yes.
So you're the one taking, and the profit margin is so small. Hata mtu akiamua ende atafute town mahali, anaona hiyo pesa itawishia kwa fair.
Yes. Okay.
So you end up selling a lot of money. Hiyo kidogo, even if it's a shilling, but you sell a lot. That's what is economic of scale is.
Okay.
So you get some good money. At the end of the day, you just make money, like that, and then you also have demand. Your demand gets to be crazy.
Yeah.
So after then, I bought a motorbike. I bought a motorbike. The second hand, a very nice one. That was 2013 there. 2011 to 2013. Like for now 3 years, I used to do supplies with motorbike.
Yes.
Now that really expanded my mind. It really expanded my clientele. I used to have clientele from each and every estate, from the neighboring, not even estate, from the neighboring villages around Eldoret. I used to have a lot of people.
So you used to do Kapsoya, you used to go to Huruma, you go to Langas, all those parts.
Langas, any other given estate. But now my favorite was going far away from town.
Okay.
But going far away from town, you could be able to get some good profit, considering that it's actually costly for them to be coming to town. So if you take to them who are far, then you are assured that these people will love you, and they'll always want you to be there, because you're making their
work easier, like for them.
Their work easier. You can imagine in a situation whereby when you travel, for example, from Zero to Eldoret, by then there was no good road. You could spend like 4 hours just going to Eldoret, and then having to pay for your luggage in maybe a boot or something. But now you see a person who is readily available, bringing all these things for free. Even if I had anything small, they could not mind. So now that was my best, as compared to now the estates. The far away places were the best. So I did like 3 years there. Then I bought a vehicle. I bought a Nissan AD.
So for you, it's so good because you started with a bicycle, then you go like this. So every time you are trying to make a step and you are buying something after you are getting, ukipata customer wengi, you're not just buying it because now your market imeanza kwa kubwa, si ndio? That's why unanunua tuseme kitu kaka.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when your clientele expanded, then there's a need for you to also expand. In terms of the stock, in terms of your image, in terms of even your workers. I ended up now starting.
Did you learn from someone like where now you can now be getting these big orders? Because now you started with a small. How did you come to know like, okay, I to know supplying these things, or for you decided to? Is there anybody who hold your hands like akakwambia like, okay, if we go to Nairobi place?
That's a good question. You know, pia ukitafuta kazi, I was being told kazi vile hakuna, mtu anakutana nakwambia just go to the market, usimame uone what people are doing. Ukienda for example in a market, wholesale market, ama uende hata kwa sokoni ya kawaida mali watu wanauza either nguo ama upate ya chakula, cabbage nini, usimame hapo like 3 hours and don't do anything. Simama tu hapo nje. Wakipita unaangalia yenye watu wanafanya. Utaona, you realize kuna watu wengi wamekaa hapo nje ama ndani ama nini. Kuna watu in the market who don't even have stock, brokers tu. Mwingine akitoka shamba, yeye anakuja na roli, akikuja hivi anamwambia mimi niko na client, wewe ngoja hapa, and you must have that sweet language. You know how to talk to people, how to approach people. So broker anaingia, anatafuta, anajua mnunuzi, in between anauza hiyo roli kwa clients, anapata 1,000 yake 5 na hajaendea shamba
or something.
Si atauza hiyo chakula, yeye tu ni akili yako nayo anakaa. So the idea is you just go to town and see what other men are doing. Wewe enda tu ukae. Tafuta tu pesa lunch, uende utembee na ukae uangalie vile watu wanaishi. So vile nikaangalia, nikaona mtu anahoka, anatoa duka hii. Mwingine hata ana pesa ya kununua vitu, anaenda anawacha simu yake. Anapewa vitu na 300, anaenda anauza. Unanunua mshipi hapo shilingi 60 shillings. Anaenda anauza hapo tu 200. Anarudi, anarudisha simu, anapewa simu yake, amepata yake 140. Ukienda town, uishi kama town, and just go and see what people are doing. Just go and see. And you learn from them.
Yeah, it's true.
You learn from them. So by the art of me seeing, you just go and see. Then ukianza hiyo duka, then mwenye nakuzia bado unamwangalia huyu mtu anatoanga wapi. Many of them hawezi kuwa wachoe, watakwambia mimi natoa Nairobi mahali fulani, lakini lazima uko na pesa. So when you grow, now unaanza kuendea vitu yako, for example Nairobi, Kamkunji, ndio nilikuwa naendea. So nimefanya Kamkunji for some time. Then after then I bought a lorry. Now when I bought a lorry also, nikafungua kampuni. Now I started to be professional by dealing with only quality things. Number 2, having the right people working for you, having an accountant, having sales people, getting them to be trained very well. And by then now you are telling me like you started from somewhere, now you are even employing people to work for you. So when I bought a role, I employed like 4 people. And I registered a company. Now I started trading legally. So when you're trading, you'll realize that there are those customers, especially now, the big entrepreneurs, the big clientele, the big clients, who will never trade with you if you never act to be professional.
Yes.
By this I mean, you must maybe be having a company, a certified company. You must be having an accountant. You must be filing returns, keeping in mind that when you want to sell to them, for example, you should be having an ATM machine. And by having an ATM machine, that means you're paying your
taxes.
Your
and
taxes.
everything. Yeah.
So when you go, when you just be professional, yes, you'll be paying taxes, but not a lot of people want to trade professionally.
Yes.
That so means that your demand also becomes so crazy.
Yeah.
So there used to be a time when you could never be able even to supply like your orders. Pay order mingi. Then you have a lot of clients to the extent that you're not able to serve them all as it should be. And then keeping in mind also that you'll see now when you starting to trade professionally, you will enter into contracts and terms. These terms needs you, maybe a client needs you to supply him. For example, you supply him for several times before he makes the first pay. So you supply a customer 100,000, the next 200, the next, until now it becomes to maybe even 1 million, and you haven't seen the pay. And you're supposed also to restock. And then you'll be paid in a one-off check. Wow. So it means it demands that your capital to be enough, even more than enough, so that you'll be able to cover. But at the end of the day, I realized that when you just trade the right way, you'll ever be in on demand.
By all this time, and sorry, you can answer this or not, like all this time in your mind, what was your mindset? Did you even think about you wanted to get married, all those things? Or for you, you wanted money first? You wanted to build yourself?
Having been born from very humble background, now the core thing was just to make money and to change your lives.
Okay, yeah.
The issue of marriages will never be here.
Yeah, it's true, yeah.
Yes, you could be having 1 or 2 girlfriends. But when that girlfriend asks you for even 100 shillings for airtime, that now becomes your point of departure from her. Because that 100 shillings will make you fall. That 100 shilling does count. And if you're a business person, the core thing that should stick in your mind is about discipline. If you're never going to be so disciplined, then you lose it all. Because your business should be growing. You're supposed to grow your capital. Then how are you going to grow your capital if you're not making savings?
Yes.
And worst of all, big savings. So that by so given time, you should be able actually to maybe have good supplies. So girls were not there for the reason that Kenya, wasichana,
utapanga upangike.
They want to have your money fast.
Yes.
They want to have your money, even if it's 100 bob or something for credit.
Yeah.
Even the art of you asking a number from a lady is enough for a girl to demand money from you. That in itself it qualifies her, because you've just asked politely for a number. Then what business do you have having that lady? What business? And you're saving. So until a time now when it reached, and then when I was so comfortable. So comfortable, by that I mean now the business was having some good return.
Yes.
Then you could afford
How long can you tell? You can tell someone, if somebody is starting a business, how long can we say is a probation for you to start earning your own now? Now you're going to be, because now I can say you're comfortable. You have your customers that you know they know, like Kimani is the supplier. How long did it take you for you to now feel like now you can even, the way you've come to visit Finland and your business is still running? For how long did you know, like, okay, now I can even live and this thing can go on with the people that have already gotten meandika?
The amount of time is very subjective. Because it now depends on the type of business that you're doing. Yes. And also it depends on your efforts. If you're so hardworking, the time could be few. If if you're lazy, but also saving money, you could be having a great time for you to make some good saving. And also it depends with the kind of work that you're doing. As I said, I learned the best work was to deal with wholesale, because you could end up making a lot of money. You could learn which basically means within a very short time you should be able to actually have some good growth. I've seen a couple of businesses, so your answer varies depending depending on the person, but two, also depending with the type of business that you're actually doing. They differ. For example, a person having a clothes shop and a person selling hardware, they're never, the timeline will differ. The timeline will differ. Also on location, there are a lot of factors to be considered. Hardware could be making money while situated in any given place, even in a very remote area, because people are building, people are constructing houses each and every day. But for example, a clothes shop will never be wanted to be situated in a very remote area, for the reason that now that place may not be populated or so. So it actually varies. But for mine, for my case, I think I gave myself like 4 years.
4 years.
4 years without having anything. I used to stay in a single room. I used to pay 2,000 as rent in a very single room. Even when I first bought my first car, I was still paying 2,000 as rent. And there was not even parking, because you'll never get a parking in such a house.
Yes.
So I had to ask a certain church to allow me to be parking my car. Then the pastor was like, why then are you living in that place while you're having a car? You don't know that these people who own these houses don't deserve to have cars. Jokingly, that was an illusion. But for some time, I even stayed there for some time, like 1 year. So you can see I wanted to minimize my spending and increase my saving. When you can be able to spend 20% of your income and save 80%, then you are on the right track. But when you are on vice versa, you'll always be working for your stomach. When you are spending 80% of your money, and it doesn't matter sometimes how much you make, because you could be making 100 shilling, then end up saving 90 shilling of it. That's pretty okay, because in an year you'll have saved a lot of money. But you'll get someone making 2,000, which is good money per day, and then that person spends like 1950. Only to be left with 50. It's sad. You'll always be working for your stomach. You'll never have growth. You'll never reach your destiny. So the more you save, the more you avoid all these crazy things like liquor and what have you, liquor, gas and what have you, the better for you as a business person. The better you will be. And that is only for some time. That is sacrifice only for some time. Maybe in a certain time, if you wanted to have that liquor, you could be having then when you are comfortable. But when you're starting, I gave myself like 5 years in which I was able to save a lot, and I was able actually to project.
So, in the second part now, when we come back, I really want you to tell me, how did you fall in love with politics? Because this is what I really want you to talk about more. How did it come from this guy who was a businessman? Now you went to politics.
Okay.